We recently released reporting back in May. With the reporting update that we did, we introduced three new sections. There's the visual reports section that also includes actionable insights, and then there is the custom report builder. So with the visual reports, they're broken down into four kind of dashboards. So there's like a main dashboard that contains widgets from fundraising, advocacy, and email. And then there is, specific dashboards for those areas for fundraising, advocacy, and email. Each dashboard contains widgets, and these widgets open up into full reports related to the widgets theme. And this is like an example. I'm going to go ahead and through a demo to provide more details on that, but this is an example of what a full report looks like. With actionable insights, what we're trying to do is we're trying to provide timely notifications to our clients about important metrics that are not performing well, or whether there's like an opportunity to improve on something. Notification will show like this in the dashboard, like actionable insight and, more details about this so that you can take action on. We released three actionable insights. The first one is about the monthly recurring gifts. So we're tracking the monthly recurring gifts over the last 90 days. And if that number is decreasing compared to the same period last year, then we're providing a notification letting you know that, this number is actually decreasing. As much as we can, we're providing benchmarks so that you can get a sense of what this number really means. Like in this case, we're providing the benchmark for the number of months that a monthly sustainer stays on file. So your number, and then the engagement network benchmark is for all of our clients. And this is an example, so this is not like an accurate number. And then at the same time, we're providing recommendations to address that. So in this case, like we're also checking for the automation for sustainer card expiration. And if you haven't set that up, then we're providing a recommendation to go ahead and set it up. The other actionable insight is about bounce rates. So with bounce rates, we are on a weekly basis, we're calculating the bounce rate for each category, like fundraising, advocacy, etc. And then we're also calculating the bounce rate for emails that have more than 10,000 supporters in those categories. And we're comparing the bounce rates. So if an email that has higher bounce rate than the category's average, then we're highlighting that for you as an actionable insight. This is an example of that. We're showing what the bounce rate is for the specific email, the category, and then the date in which that email was sent. And we're also providing reference for the category's own average bounce rate. We're also providing like more details about the analysis, like why that might be the case, and recommendations trying to reduce that bounce rate. Here we're also providing some comparison data. In this case, the average length on file for the supporters, like yours, versus the category's average. So again, we're trying to provide as much detail as possible so that you can make sense of this. And here at the bottom, we're providing some scorecards, also based on a weekly basis compared to the same period last year, so that you also get a sense of like, your hard bounces, your soft bounces, in total base, total sent emails, etc. So it just gives you more idea about what's going on. And there's the prospect segment. So with the prospect segment, on a weekly basis, we are scanning the prospects predefined segment. And this is what I showed earlier within segments. There's the prospects predefined segment. We're looking at supporters with engagement scores of 1 to 3 who received but haven't opened a fundraising email. So these supporters have high potential, okay, and we're automatically grouping them into their own segment so that you can use that in a targeted broadcast so to get them to make their first donation. With this specific actionable insight, part of the recommendation, you're actually taken step by step into the broadcast to create this broadcast, and we're already providing that specific segment within that broadcast. So we're kind of doing a lot of the setup phase for you, so that it's more of a smooth transition to actually create that broadcast and send it for these high potential supporters. And with actionable insights, you might see them today, but you might not see them the next day. So they really depend on the data that you have. They're very dynamic, and it's really about having that targeted notification so that you can take actions on them to capitalize on what's going on. With the report builder, you can build 4 types of reports: supporter-based, pages, transactions, and messages. With Report Builder, you can apply a segment, whether a custom-defined segment or predefined segment. With Report Builder, what's unique about it is that you can customize it, so you can add whatever fields you want to it, and these fields are human readable, so we're no longer doing campaign data, etc. So now you can add fields that are very relevant to you and you can understand. We're also adding insight fields. So insight fields are derived fields based on each category, whether supporter, pages, etc., that can be automatically and easily added. Also with Report Builder, you can, with your final setup, you can do a specific order by a field or group by. You can do a one-time or recurring report, and with the recurring report, you can set it up as either weekly or monthly. You can also preview a report before actually generating it. The preview is maxed at 1,000 rows, just to give you an idea of what the actual final report would look like. Let's take a look at reporting. So to access reporting, it's found under data and reports. So we have here the visual and the report builder. Go ahead and start with visual. Now in this account, I don't have any actionable insights, unfortunately, so none of them are actually firing up for this. So that's why I provided screenshots there for what they are. But you would see them here at the top section if you have any that match the criteria. In visual reports, you have a date filter. And this is a flexible date filter, so we're providing out-of-the-box date ranges for you. At the same time, you can do a custom date range if you'd like. And then you can also select a segment here to apply it to the dashboard. So the filters that you set up here will carry over to all areas within the visual reports. These are the widgets that I mentioned earlier. If I click on, for example, this widget for the recurring donation report, so this specific report, I can choose the type of recurring donations. In this case, I have monthly. Over here, you have the scorecard section. So just giving you top-level metrics that are relevant for this case in the recurring donation report. And with each metric, we're comparing that metric to the same period previous year. So again, you get a sense of what that number is, whether it's something good, something bad, etc. And then we're providing like visual indicator here, like of whether it's increasing and the percentage increase there is, again, just to give you an idea of what that number is. And each one of these has a tooltip, so to give you a definition of what that number is. Over here, we have the recurring donations versus single chart to give you an idea. And again, everything on this page depends on whatever filters that you set here. So I have here last month. I can do, for example, last year. And then everything that in this page will filter according to that. Again, the same thing with the segment. I can select a segment from here. And then, I'm not sure there's anything in this segment actually, but we'll see. Actually, yeah, there's some information, very minor, and then you can filter that based on that segment. And we believe that's very useful because now you can narrow that reporting for a specific set of supporters to get a sense of what the performance, I guess, of those supporters are. Over here, this chart, the recurring trends chart, so this is on a monthly basis, shows like the total recurring donations that you have. The red line is the average recurring donations for that specific period of time, which in this case is last year. If I change the date filter, for example, to last month, then this red line is gonna be recalculated for the average recurring donations for that specific period, which is gonna be last month. So it's dynamic. And then the bottom section, this is like, it gives you like a quick snapshot of kind of like a tabular format for in this report for the recurring donation report. So this is showing the supporters with more details about their donations, like recurring date, recurring status, etc. Months since start. So it just gives you like a snapshot of your supporters that you can export into CSV to take it offline. Another report that we can look into, for example, is the donor retention. Now, the donor retention report, as you can see, you can only apply a segment to that because with donor retention, it's always going to be based on the last 12 months. So like we don't have the functionality set up to actually have a dynamic date range. It's just not possible. So with this, it's only going to be about that. We added this new field, donor lifetime value, which we believe is going to be beneficial for our users. And then again, with the previous one, you're always going to be having that comparison versus same period previous year for each one of these metrics. Here, it shows the retention based on the last 12 months on a monthly basis. And then this shows the retention based on the ones who donated this year, donated last year, or donated both years. And again, at the bottom, you have tabular format for supporters with more details that can be exported. So this is for fundraising, for advocacy. If I open, for example, this actions trend widget, I'm going to get to the actions by page report. Over here, it's more about the advocacy actions for my account, with the number of actions, the percentage of petition versus ETT, CTT, etc. And over here, I'm getting the actions by page that I have, and then the actions trend, again, over, in this case, the last year. So it shows that on a monthly basis, the total actions that I have, just showing the trend that is there. And then below are campaigns that I have with more details about them. And then there is the email dashboard. So with the email dashboard, if I open this total raised by email, I'm going to get the email performance report. So this is aggregate metrics for emails that I have. Over here, this report is also the exception in the sense that I can only apply a date filter. I cannot apply a segment to it. We're working on actually having the ability to apply a segment here because that'd be very beneficial for reporting purposes. But right now it's only about the date filter. So all of these metrics are based on this last year filter that I have here for all of your emails. The revenue per 1,000 emails, that's a new metric that we added to the platform. Over here, it's the total raised by email, so showing like top emails for total raised. And then this is the email performance over the last year on a monthly basis, showing open rate, click-through rate, and conversion rate. And at the bottom, we have a list of emails that are relevant to this report. So that's a rundown of the visual report. Let me go ahead and jump into the report builder. So if I go here, data and reports, and click on report builder. So with a custom report builder over here, this is like previous reports that were created in this account. Each report has a tag to indicate like what type of report it is. I can download that report by clicking on this icon here to download the CSV file of that. I can edit report or delete a report. Let's go ahead and create a report. So we're including templates so that you don't have to actually start from scratch. And I'll go through that in a bit. But let's say I want to actually start from scratch. So over here, I have these 4 categories for reports. If I choose to create a supporters report, click on next step, I get the option of whether to apply a segment or not. And segments are optional, so you can just continue with all supporters, or you can filter with segments. If I choose to filter with segments, I'm going to see the segments that I created under my segments, in addition to predefined segments. So let's say, I want like the segment that I created, this one over here, just select that, click on next. The next step is about selecting the fields. And that's what's really new with Report Builder. You can select the specific fields that you want in this report, and you get to see like actual names for those fields. And for this specific supporter report, all the fields listed here are match whatever you have defined under the account data structure. So all of these are taken from there. If I want to add a field, I just click on it, and now it gets added automatically over there. So, just pretty much to select whatever fields that you want. You can also do you can do a search here to narrow the list, and then add the fields from there. On the left hand side, so I have the supporter fields, I have insight fields, and all of these are related to the specific report that I have. In this case, the supporter report. So when I go to like a pages report, I'm going to see different types of fields. So over here, like for example, I can select engagement score, I don't know, first action taken, last action date. So we have like a lot of fields here that we are providing out of the box that you can add to this. And by the way, we really would love to hear your feedback about, any missing fields that you feel are important to as part of your reporting. So if please contact me, let me know about any fields that you would like to add here that haven't been added already. There's also the question section. So these are all the questions that you have that you can add in it. And like this will actually be exported as an actual column, and then the value beneath it within the cell. You also have the opt-in and double opt-in if you have defined that in your account. Once you're happy with that, you can actually click and drag whatever fields that you want to change the order of these columns if you want them to be in a specific order. Once you're happy with that, click on next step, and in the finalize screen, you can give it a name. You can do an order by. The group by, that's based on specific fields. So for example, like if I go here and add country over here, click next. Now I get to do the group by country. So if there are any specific fields that you would like to do a group by on that's not available, then please let us know about those fields and we'll go ahead and add them. So you can do that setup here, and under this section, you choose who you want this report to be sent to. So the mechanism for reports is that once a report is generated, then individuals on this list will actually get an email notification that this report is ready. Click here to download it, and they would actually go back to Engagement Networks, authenticate, and then download the report. We follow this as a security protocol because some of this data can be sensitive, so we don't want like to just send a CSV file in an email. Also, potentially the CSV file can be quite large depending on the data that you have, so that can be like an issue with emails. Anyways, if you feel that that's actually the approach that you actually want to have a CSV file embedded in email as a way of delivery mechanism, then please reach out to us and let us know, because we're gathering feedback on that. But that's the current mechanism. So you select the names that you have here, and in this section, the names, the emails here, those are whatever you have defined under your account settings for individuals who receive reporting emails. So that needs to be defined there first before you actually see the name of the individuals over here. You get to select the frequency, whether one time, weekly, or monthly. This is a supporter report, so the start date and end date, those are based on when the supporters are added. Now, we're also getting feedback on this, whether this start date or end date for the supporter report is actually a hindrance for your reporting. So if that is the case, do please let us know, because we're contemplating actually removing start date and end date for the supporter report. So please let us know. If I choose weekly, then I need to select the frequency day. And what that means that every Monday, this report is going to run and it's going to contain the prior week's worth of data in it. If I choose monthly and then the frequency day, that means on the 3rd of each month, the report is going to run and is going to contain the prior calendar month's worth of data in it. And on this kind of recurring schedule, we also would love to hear your feedback, whether you want like a different kind of recurring mechanism. For one time, like how beneficial would be a daily recurring report for you. And for another thing, how beneficial would it be to have like a kind of custom period. So let's say, I want it to be, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like rolling basis. So let's say, sure, monthly on the 3rd, but I want it to be from like the 3rd of last month to the 3rd of this month and so forth. So like on a rolling basis. So I'd love to hear your feedback on like how beneficial that would be for you. if I'm okay here, then I can click on download preview to get like a CSV file that's maxed at 1,000 rows to get a preview of what this report would be. And otherwise, if I'm okay, then I click on generate report to have this generated. Now, so a couple of things here. So this is a recurring report, so that's why I see this icon over here to indicate that it's a recurring report. The hourglass will continue to show until the report is generated. At that point, you will get that email that, hey, this report is ready. Click here to go ahead and download it. So that's an example of the supporter report. If I do like another example, let's say, transactions. So I click on transactions, I click on fundraising transactions. Over here, I get to choose more filters. So under page type, I can select a specific page type or all fundraising. Let's say all fundraising, and then I actually need to select the pages that I want. So in this interface, we have folders and then the actual pages. But if I click on a specific folder, then I'm going to see the pages within that. At the same time, if I check the box for a specific folder, then all the pages within that folder will be automatically added. So let's say I want those pages, click on next. I can choose whether the specific payment status, the type, the amount, the currency, tracking parameter, appeal code. So all of those are filters that can be added in this transaction, fundraising transaction report. So if I leave those this default here, I get to choose whether I want to enable segments or not. I'm just going to go with all supporters. Over here, with this type of report, I'm going to get supporter info to add. I'm going to get specific fundraising fields that I can add over here, like external reference, etc. I'm going to also get the usual questions, opt-ins, and double opt-ins. And then when I click on next, that's the same setup here to finalize the page. If I choose a different report, so let's say actually I want to use a template. So in this case, right now we only have one template, but we're working on adding other templates. This is the email links template report. If I use this template, then we're going to be automatically selecting things for you. So this will be the message links report. And this is, by the way, a very special report because it only tracks the links in your emails, like the count of clicks for those links. So the unique count and the regular count for clicks on those emails, and that's a very specific report that was purposely built for that. So if I click on next step, I need to select my messages. Now over here, these messages are sorted by the most recent messages. So we received feedback that it would be very useful if I actually have a date period here where I select all messages sent within it. So let's say I select last 30 days and then I automatically include all messages sent within the last 30 days. So we have that feedback and we actually want to include it hopefully in 2026. As part of this. So I can select on a specific campaign to include it, or I can select specific split messages to include in this reporting. Once I'm done with that, next step, I can either add segments or not. And then over here, as you can see, like all those fields are pre-selected for me. I can make changes to that, but those are pre-selected. So this is very specific, like I said, for the links. So the link name, the total clicks, and total unique clicks for your emails. And then next to finalize that. And before I finish off, just because we were on the messages, so the other messages report, so that's a more comprehensive report like with other fields. So just to give you an idea, so if I select here an email, over here, so I get to include all the other, metrics like bounce rates, open rates, etc., that are related to my email. So that's a more comprehensive, email report. And with that, I think, yeah, that's a run for the report builder. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. We've got a couple of minutes left just to ask you a couple of questions, Hani, and then we'll let you have a break. Well deserved. Question with the most votes on the app here is, will the advocacy report map ever show breakdown by state? And the person who's asked this has said we're a national org, not an international organization.
So is that for visual reports? Is the question for visual reports?
I'm assuming so.
Because I think we have something like that here. So we have here, okay, so you want more granular level, not just United States. So you want the actual states. Okay, sure. Yeah, we can definitely take that feedback in for consideration. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah.
Excellent.
Raised their hand over there.
Ah, lovely.
I responded to that question as a sub-question. We have a need to get the mapping down to the legislative district at both the state and federal level for advocacy work. Right now, the digital team depends on me to do the geospatial mapping, as I'm the only data scientist across the whole organization, so everybody needs me.
Yeah, thanks for that feedback. We'll definitely keep it under consideration. Yeah.
Time for one more question, I reckon. Will there be plans for the new reporting features to allow us to monitor email list hygiene or health over time, including unsubscribe, spam complaints, and opt-in trends? Or can we accomplish that by building a custom report?
I believe some of those feeds are available in the custom report. I'll have to double check on that. But if not, then that's a good suggestion to keep in mind. Yeah.
Great. And does anyone in the room want to ask a question? Are there any hands raised? Hey.
Mine is, so currently the segments or the profiles is like a on-off switch if you want it to be a recurring. With segments in relation to reporting, are those constantly running? And so like when you run a report, that will be based on a segment that was run that morning, and it's always updated like that?
Exactly. So
Okay.
whenever the report runs, we make sure that the segment has already run. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Lovely. Oh,
Sorry for more advanced questions
okay.
here. My question is there a way to connect the engaging networks reporting to Python or Jupyter? As Python, this is where I do my machine learning data visualizations that are more advanced than this with the raw digital data. And mind you, I'm not the administrator of the EN system.
That's a very interesting question, because at some point we're thinking of connecting the reporting module to external APIs so that that data can flow to whatever system that you're working with. So that currently, no, that's not set up. But like I said, we're gathering feedback on that. So if others actually have a need for this to connect to external APIs, so that, for example, you can set up a recurring report and then just, have that feed into your CRM API or whatever, then please let us know, because we are gathering information on that right now.
great. Thank you, Hani.